This is going to change your whole life. Your soul is experiencing an expansion. Don't underestimate that superpower. Open-heartedness, open-mindedness. Your curiosity is exploding. This is a shape-shifting time for you. It's what nourishes you at the depths of the soul. Isn't it exciting? Hi, my friends. I'm Meredith, your evolutionary astrologer, and I am so excited to bring you this video. This is the last in my series of the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo traveling through the houses. So we are going to start with the fourth. We're going to get all the way to the first, and I got to talk fast because I have so much information for you in this video, and I'm really excited to talk to you about the karmic mission, journey, and lesson that the next 18 months is here to provide you with. It's going to give you opportunities. You get to learn the lessons or not, but I'm going to share with you what the journey is all about. I want you to remember that the North Node points towards your soul's evolutionary direction and the lessons that you are meant to learn in this lifetime. It represents the new experiences and the challenges and the areas where your life is going to come into high focus and the things that you need to learn in order to grow and evolve. So embracing the North Node, wherever it is at in your natal chart, we're using the natal chart, it can feel kind of uncomfortable. And it's going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone right now. However, through embracing it, right, you can actually fulfill your highest potential and find truer happiness. The North and the South nodes are, always opposite to one another by sign and by house, and they're creating a polarity, just like the North Pole and the South Pole. And they need to be integrated to find balance for fulfilling life. But we're stepping a little bit away from the lessons of the South Node, and we're embracing more fully the lessons that the North Node wants to bring to us. So understanding this dynamic is really, really critical and crucial for navigating, right, our karmic path and achieving our soul's growth. Now, this just started around January 24th, and it's going to go all the way until July, August 2026. So it's happening for the next 18 months. You're sitting in it right now, and you might not even see the lessons that want to find you yet, because we're only at that very first degree, because the nodes go backwards. So they start at the 29th degree and then they go all the way down to the 0 degree. They go backwards, permanently backwards. And so we're just on that very first change. We're just in the very first breath of this nodal axis change. So what I want you to do is get your gorgeous natal chart, go find where you have 29 degrees Pisces in your gorgeous natal chart. Don't use your progress chart. Don't use your composite chart right now. Just use your natal chart. And I hope you already have your gorgeous natal chart. If not, you can go buy one at shopsoulnavigation.com. Mine are absolutely gorgeous. We designed them. I want you to use them. It's a great way to support our work, support the channel, and also you get the best chart ever. Anyways, go find where 29 degrees Pisces is sitting in your chart. Follow it all the way to 0. It's going to be going backwards. And those are the houses. Now I want you to look and see what houses the Pisces energy from 29 degrees to 0 degrees is filling up. And it can happen over the course of 1, 2, or 3 houses. Look at those houses and then listen to those houses in this video to learn what your lessons are. I'm not talking about what sign the nodes were in at the time you were born, because right now I'm talking about the transiting node, right? North Node is transiting at the 29th degree of Pisces. By the time you watch this, it'll be the 28th degree. And the South Node is at 29 degrees Virgo. So where are those two places in your chart? So go find where you have 29 degrees Pisces. That's where the North Node is. That's the North Star. That's the true north. That's where you're headed. And then also go find where the South Node, where 29 degrees Virgo is in your chart. It's directly across. It's exactly across in the opposite house. And that is the part of your life that you're trying to sort of moderate, mediate, negotiate, step away from, right? So the interplay between the North and the South Node provides you with this karmic roadmap of your personal development. And right now, out there in the collective world, you can see this going on. Oh my God. You can see the South Node in Virgo and the North Node in Pisces interplay. And you can see that we're in crisis, right? And it's sitting at the 29th degree, and it has been since January 24th. 4th. So the 29th degree is the perilous degree. I also encourage you to go watch my video called The Power of the Degrees so you can really understand what the 29th degree is. And if you have a 0, 15, or 29 degree in your gorgeous natal chart, you definitely want to watch that video. Sorry, I'm talking fast. You can hopefully slow me down and rewatch this video to get the most out of it. In evolutionary astrology, by the way, I'm an evolutionary modern astrologer. I use the tropical Placidus house system. It doesn't mean that if you're a Hellenistic astrologer, traditional astrologer, or if you're a Vedic astrologer or a whole sign astrologer, that you can't get something great out of this video. You can, and you can also listen to what house placement your natal nodes are sitting in, and you can watch this video series and go listen to that particular house because you'll be able to relate to it. But in astrology, the North Node represents our future growth, represents a point of destiny. It indicates the direction our soul seeks to evolve in this lifetime. Now, we're all experiencing collectively, every single person on earth right now today is experiencing the North Node in Pisces at the 29th, 28th degree, and the South Node in Virgo at the 29th, 28th degree. But where you have it in your chart and how it is dancing in your chart is different than me. You're having it in a different house, and you're having it interact with aspects to your planets in a different way. So your karmic destiny is going to be different than mine. However, we do have a collective destiny, and you can see that with sort of this plate tectonics, this shift and this dismantling of our world as we know it. So the house placement in your own natal chart, where the degree, the 29th degree of Pisces and the 29th degree of Virgo, and what house that is, that house placement is going to give you incredible insights into the specific areas of your life where you're meant to focus your time, your energy, and your attention, and where you're meant to grow your soul. So right now, we're going to talk about if the North Node in Pisces is transiting your 4th house. So who has this placement? And let me know your story around how you might be already feeling this. You know, with this placement, you're being encouraged to move beyond the excessive attachment to your image, to the sort of obsession of needing to work hard and trying to eliminate needing the external validation through your career, your profession, your status, your money, hierarchical climb, if you will, in order to feel worthy. And so remember that you have the South Node in Virgo transiting your 10th house until July, August of 2026. And it's asking you sort of to walk away from feeling like work is overly important. I mean, really think about it. Is there even a 5-year plan anymore? Is there such a thing? Perhaps rethink that and build out a plan that allows for intuitive navigation, right? Like build a 1-month plan and then check in with your feelings, and then build another 1-month plan and then check in with your feelings and ask what your heart has to say about your life. I want to know right now, for anybody who has the South Node in Virgo transiting their 10th house and the North Node in Pisces transiting their 4th house, what does your heart say? Is your heart in love with your career? And if not, it's time to acknowledge the heart, take inventory from the heart's perspective, and get in touch with, are you ready for this? What you feel. So right now with Pisces North Node in the 4th house, it's really asking you to get in touch with your feelings. So I want to ask you this: what nourishes you at the depths of the soul? What nourishes you? Do you even know? If not, then you need to go explore and figure out what does and what does not actually nourish you. So you might be thriving in your career and your work and really standing in your calling and putting your gifts and your talents out there in the world. And you may even be admired for your work. And that is all good and great and fantastic. But what is interesting is the karmic lesson for you right now is how you manage all your success and your ambition, and yet don't allow that success and ambition to be at the expense of you. Right now, you need to let go of getting sucked into the tendency of more, and more work. Leveling up, take on another workload, work the night shift, work the day shift, work a second job, work a third job, and instead do whatever recharges your batteries. Love yourself. Build in quiet time, my friend. Love your family. Express your boundaries to other people that heap more work onto you. That might be a boss or an authority, or you might be involved in a system where you must be obedient and say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. You can do all your work, but take care and figure out what your deepest needs are and take care of those needs. So over the next 18 months, and maybe this hasn't even happened yet, but you might become aware of a shift of what you truly value in your heart. And whatever your big goals have been, they really might change right now. And I want you to be okay with that. There might be such an enormous shift in your family or your life where the big career or the big Oscar or the big break is no longer important, and you find more value in the simple pleasures. That has happened to me at a catastrophic level. When the nodes transited my fourth house, I became highly, highly aware of how the magic was in the nothingness of life. I'm not joking. And I've been a scattered, busy human for over 25 years. And I realized that it's in the nothingness where the gold actually lives. Now, I can't slow my life down to that level, but at least I have an awareness of it, and I do chase the nothingness. And I want you to explore for your own self, what is it that you truly, is it more money? Do you need more money? Is it work harder, more success, more ambition? You are going to be at this time faced with getting really super honest with yourself about whether you're still wanting to do all this hard work, all this responsibility, all this ambition and drive for more money and more success. And have you already built your legacy? Are you getting tired? If you're not exhausted over the next 18 months, you probably will be. So don't be afraid right now to search for authentic answers, not just what the world or your world expects of you, but what do you desire for your own self? And be fluid enough to possibly embark upon a new journey, or at least refresh your journey. If all your success is beginning to ring hollow according to your truth, or, one more thing to volunteer at, one more job to take on, one more task, one more, if it's not making the impact that your soul craves, maybe it's time to reevaluate your goals. It can be hard to rewire our brains, right? I just want you to embrace the idea or the concept of change. Be willing to turn down opportunities that are going to create more work for you. Right now, I want you to really focus on giving yourself permission to release, or at least delegate certain tasks so you can focus on your deep personal metamorphosis. When you do, you're going to attract more harmony in your life, and harmony and tranquility, and falling madly in love with yourself and nurturing your soul right now, nurturing your family, is honestly what wants to be illuminated right now. The lesson is to find the strength in being your authentic self and putting your authentic needs up front, rather than just taking on more work and being whatever your Hollywood wants you to be, right? You're not being cast in the play, right? This is your script to write. So what you need to do, truthfully, and it's not that easy, is to be vulnerable enough in your relationships with other people to be in your genuine emotional authenticity. And I am telling you, this is hard. You are going to get experiences, and you're going to be standing there face to face where a person, right? A person or a situation is going to penetrate your heart in a way where you're going to want to reveal what you say, but you hold back because that South Node is in the 10th. And so stoicism usually wins until it doesn't. And then you will be regretful if you don't express your true, authentic feelings and heart. And that requires vulnerability. The 10th house is stoic. We need to let go of the stoicism. The 4th house is vulnerable, and it can create intimacy. Right now, you need or want or will attract intimacy into your life. Your soul needs that to flourish. Making deeper investments into your truer desires and your personal relationships and yourself and maybe even your family is absolutely critical right now. When the North Node is in Pisces in the fourth house, you're really being asked to reevaluate what it is you genuinely desire at the bottom of your soul, and then do that thing that you desire. And if you desire another person, let them know in some way that doesn't scare them off, right? But is work and success and ambition and responsibility really the theme song for this year? Not really. It is more about learning that your professional success is not where your truest happiness lies, at least not over the next 18 months. You might find out that the connection to the things that you love and the people that you love and the quality time that you give to those things that you love and the people that you love actually add enormous value and happiness to your life and your self-worth, and also helps you fall in love with life because those are the things that you actually will end up cherishing the most. This is a time over the next 18 months where you actually will get very honest with yourself about which things, which people you have loved so dearly that you have come to neglect. Let me ask you this question, okay? Are you ready? Are you in relationship with yourself? Are you good to you? Do you make yourself happy? Will you answer these questions below? Because you've got 18 months to do so. Do you love how you move through life? Do you love the way you walk through your home, your office, your neighborhood? Do you love your own cadence? These are the questions that will be bumping into you, crashing into you over the next 18 months. Another challenge that you're going to face is that you have a deep, deep fear of failure. And I wish you could live with no fear. So I want you to start to rethink what gifts your failures can bring you. The ability to develop a thick skin, to become stronger, to learn how to regroup, reset expectations. You know, your failures can actually make you laugh. They can create more silliness and joy if you can poke fun of yourself. Learning how to move forward through the setback, not letting it completely devastate you or demoralize you, rather than becoming paralyzed by the fear of failing and maybe even publicly failing. Like a divorce is not always a failure, right? Right now, you are going to be facing lessons around your fear of failure. Maybe trust that the universe has a better plan for you than you ever had for your own self. Flow and do not allow your critical self to hurt you by not believing in you. Your failure, like what Michael Jordan said, he said, "My career was shaped out of the baskets I missed, not out of the baskets I made." Those moments are essential for you to become the person you are meant to be. I want you also to have a wide open heart right now to change. Right now, you may not really want to take risks or step into, the uncomfort of meeting new people or living with an open heart, but living with an open heart and flowing from that intuitive, loving place and revealing your emotions and your feelings to others is the risk I want you to start taking. And you don't need to do anything. The universe is going to bring this to you anyway. When you are working with the nodes, you don't really need to do your node. Your node is going to bring you situations and circumstances that will require this of you. I'm just giving you the cheat sheet for the dance card on what dance is coming up, right? I'm just giving you the cheat sheet on literally what song is next. So I want you to know that you're going to be learning to follow your heart. And it really can lead you to a way more fulfilling life and way more fulfilling opportunities. I'm not saying to quit your job. I'm just saying moderate and make sure the heart is fulfilled as well. This is the time in your life to embrace experiences that nourish your spirit, not just working for money, not just working for the boss, but working from a place that fulfills your heart. What job does your heart want to do? See if you can orchestrate that very job. More than anything right now, my pro tip for you is this. You are going to be given an opportunity to cultivate your inner fulfillment, your inner security. That's not financial, although it doesn't mean that it's not money, but I'm talking about you are getting an opportunity to build a life where you can fall in love with who you are being. You will see that outer security around amassing money is actually more of a game that you play, and inner security is truthfully all that we really have in the world. Money is not going to buy you happiness. I know that you already know that. Happiness and a wide open heart that is willing to love is what is going to actually buy you happiness. Your family, your home may really need you right now. You may need to put your career aside just a little bit or a lot of it in the name of somebody that you love right now. Just remember that this is a very, very important karmic time. This is the house that is at the bottom of your chart, and you're building a new foundation right now, a whole new value system that you're going to build the next, are you ready for this? 18 years out of the decisions that you make right now, because you're building a new foundation. This is a really karmic time. And I want you to know that divine events, divine encounters, and divine meetings are happening right now to build a new foundation. This is a shape-shifting time for you. If you have ever suffered from PTSD, if you still have PTSD or trauma, this is also a time to really do that deep work. You could work with an astrologer, a therapist, or a healer right now, but start the healing process and the nurturing process of your spirit, of your essence, of your soul. You got this. You're moving from the monetary value of the self into the unconditional love for yourself. And I am so excited for you. If you guys haven't watched my video where I tell you about what does the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo even mean, I did a video on that. It's called The Nodes Are Back Flipping into Pisces and Virgo. Please go watch that whole video, because this is what's happening to all of us. This is the meaning of the nodes in these signs. But right now, I'm talking about them in the houses, and in the house specifically that these nodes fall in Virgo and Pisces in your gorgeous natal chart. The North Node in Pisces in the third house. Let's talk about it. You probably have a global perspective right now, and you probably have a really big curiosity. This is the curiosity axis, if you will. And you probably actually have a tendency right now to be focusing on the world stage. Like your world is getting massively bigger than just yourself. Your world actually isn't even about yourself. So this is very different than the nodal axis that I just talked about with the 4th house and the 10th house. So right now, your challenge is to open up your minds to new ideas, new perspectives, new beliefs, and balancing your thirst for knowledge with a fair assessment to really be able to question your own truths. Right now, you are going to be embracing communication and curiosity about the environment, about your world, and you're going to be asked to be flexible in your thought process, in your mental process. Right now, your everyday experiences and your interactions are going to come into high focus. You are going to also learn new communication tactics. You're learning how to find your creative voice and how to communicate effectively. You are going to develop a mental agility right now, and you're going to be put into positions where you become a great communicator, a phenomenal listener, and the great networker and connector in your world right now. I'm going to tell you that you're also being asked to take the big dream that you have, the big vision, and put it into practical reality. And I know Pisces is in the third house, so take the dream and organize it. Put a plan to it. Get it working. Be present in your dream. Be present in your plan. Don't let it be too pie in the sky. Work your dream in the present tense. Yeah. You could find yourself in a mentorship or a teaching program, or being asked to write something, write a speech, write a book, write a presentation. But most of all, I think you're going to be asked to share your knowledge. Or you might just start doing that, sharing your knowledge in new ways, whether it's a formal or informal setting. Communication, curiosity, and connecting with others are the three big things that are changing in your life over the next 18 months. It's going to be very, very exciting. When the North Node is in the third house, it's kind of fun because this is a busy house. I call this a house of popcorn, like where you just pop, tons of ideas, tons of activity, tons of people. And there's also a popularity factor here too that could be happening where you're really getting out of your shell. Now, I want to tell you that you do need to travel, but you don't have to travel far to satiate your curiosity appetite. But I want to tell you this, wherever you do travel, like short trips can be really rewarding, and trips where you can see artistic things or you can dream or even be creative. I want to invite you to take your short trips with a new perspective. For example, we always go to this town called Leavenworth. It's a Bavarian town and it is so stinking cute. Well, this time around, we went to all brand new restaurants and brand new wineries, and we discovered places. We've been to this place like 10 times every year. It's a tradition, but this year we did it differently, and it was like going on a brand new trip. That's this house. I don't have this placement, but that's this house. It's like doing things, I don't know, it doesn't even matter. Let's say you're baking sugar cookies. Well, bake a new kind of sugar cookie. This is a house of like refreshing new perspectives, new ideas, a new open mind, a new approach. It's Gemini, even though it has Pisces here. And so it feels more artful because Pisces is the North Node that's transiting this house, and Gemini is the natural zodiacal ruler of this house. And so it's actually quite enchanting, this placement. Prioritize activities and small little micro trips that quench your imagination, right? Allow you to embrace your fantasy or your dreams. I'm going to tell you, your mind is going to get intuitive downloads right now. Those are very important, and make sure you write those down. I would also love for you to keep a dream journal because I think you're going to be getting psychic communication from your crossed over loved ones, your spirit guides, your guardian angels, ancestors. You're going to be receiving divine communication. And it's hard to remember, when we're just moving through life at a frenetic speed. So write those down, journal the signs, journal about the magic that you bump into everywhere you go. People are going to be very interesting because it's almost like divine messengers on earth are going to find you. Here's your pro tip. You are going to be a vessel that will be given the opportunity to bring the truth to your community and your society, your neighborhood, your world. So stepping into the superpower of communicating those truths in a way in which they can be heard, it is your greatest strength right now. The student is only as good as the teacher is. So if I'm teaching you in a way where you just don't get it, I'm not a very good teacher, right? You're not a poor student, but I haven't spoken to you in a way that allows you to get it. So really learning the power of communication and artful communication in a way that inspires, that endears, and that connects into other people is so critical right now. And that's what you're going to be learning, the art of communicating, the art of getting and being gotten. So the right people are being brought to you right now. Watch your social network shift and change, learning to communicate in a loving way, in a kind way, Pisces, right? In ways that say, I forgive you, learning to make the voice beautiful to listen to. How important cadence is and delivery is. It's not just what you're saying, but it's how artfully you choose to say it. Resonance, not residence, but resonance. The resonance of your voice is the key to the power of it. Does your teaching, does your communicating, does your expression of your heart or your mind resonate with whom you are speaking to? Yes or no? If not, then you have to rework that, right? This is the time to really, this is going to change the whole of your life. This is another foundation house. So once you get, have you ever listened to somebody who was just painful. They had like a piercing voice that hurt. And you're like, how did they not know that their voice is so obnoxious? Right? Have you ever had to sit through a lecture of somebody who is so boring, who is not getting that they are boring? It's painful, right? This can change your life forever. It will at least change your life for the next 18 years. But your network is also going to teach you a lot about yourself right now. And your network is about to become more broad and more diverse. So different people and different cultures are going to start to find you. And you're stepping away from, you know what you're stepping away from right now? Always being right and being too busy to be genuinely connected. This is about being really present, assuming that others understand you and see life the same way that you do, living in a bubble and thinking everybody else is in your bubble, thinking what you know is going to happen or what you know another person is going to say before they say it. So you stop listening to them, you stop being present, and you're just like waiting for your turn to talk. Yeah, you're going to quit that habit. Also believing your truth is the truth and everybody else's truth, only to learn that it's not. Letting go, you're going to learn how to let go. You're going to learn the impact of your careless words. And you might lose friends over the carelessness of your words. So you're going to learn lessons around careless words. That's like Careless Whisper by George Michael. But this is careless words and the power of thoughtlessness, the power of carelessness. I also want to tell you that you're going to see that shortcuts don't always make you win. It isn't always helpful to just resist other people's ideas for you. Take into consideration other people's ideas. Maybe you have to rework them, but take them into consideration. I also want to tell you to give yourself permission to reassess your truths. Maybe what was once true for you is no longer true for you right now. Maybe you've outgrown your teachers and even some of the relationships that you put on a pedestal and once respected. And if certain truths were once really groundbreaking ideas for you, that doesn't mean that they're going to resonate with you forever. This isn't Taurus. This is not Taurus. This is the third house, right? So right now, your soul is experiencing an expansion. So be gentle with yourself. Pisces is very gentle. If you decide to go in a completely new direction and learn more Piscean things, esoteric, creative, artful subjects, maybe the academia, maybe your old interests and the old institutions that taught you, or the more traditional studies that you once leaned into, they don't quench your thirst any longer. That's okay. This is where you're learning to be bendable and flexible, and you're willing to go where the river takes you, right? Pisces is a body of water. Your search for knowledge and the greater meaning of life will never end. And right now, you're going to find significant insights in new, in unexpected, and in magical ways. If you're open to it, if you're open to see and feel, you're going to have all of the communication styles interact with you: clairsentient, clairaudient, clairvoyant. One of the ways in which you can see the light, see the divine message, find the magic, is to relax the mind. A really busy manic mind and a super busy schedule that can never slow down makes you miss the magic. And my friend, I don't want you to miss the magic. So you got to relax the mind. If you relax the mind, your own inner voice can now be heard, and it has a chance to emerge, and your inner wisdom can come to the forefront. It's really, really cool. And you can receive those divine messages right now. So just to recap really quickly, right now, your curiosity is exploding. You are more inquisitive and curious than ever to learn about how other people think about life and how you think about life. And this is so thrilling and so exciting. I don't know even how to tell you this with my words, but you are becoming more objective, where you can see all sides of a situation, like a non-judgmental person, and you're letting go of sort of your bigotry. You're grooved in truths about life, your black and white rigid truths. You're stepping away from that, and you're allowing there to be more room for more than one way to be the right way. And it is Like, so exciting. If you've ever had a person in your life that you could just tell them anything and they would not judge you for it, that's what this feels like. And so you can really be a gift to humanity because you're going to open your mind. Let's just pretend for a minute that you're a Catholic father. You're a father who is Catholic and you are a staunch Catholic, and your child comes home and says, "Dad, I'm gay." Well, I hope you have a North Node in Pisces in the third house, if that's the case, because you'll say, "Good for you, son. Tell me about it. Tell me something about it. I'm not gay. I don't know about it. Will you tell me about it? When did you find out? When did you know? How do you know? Teach me, show me, talk to me, share with me." That's what this is. Isn't that exciting? I'm not saying being gay is exciting, although it might be. I don't know. But what I'm saying is to be open-minded enough to hold the space, to be a place where this child would be unafraid to talk to you, to share with you their truth. It's absolutely so beautiful. And so you're becoming that vessel of open-heartedness, open-mindedness, a safe place, a non-judgmental safe place. You're learning, and this takes tact, this takes diplomacy, this takes objectivity, and letting go of your zealous passion around what the Bible says or the rules and regulations that govern your life. And you're becoming more objectively and pragmatically logical, less zealous and emotional and passionate about right and wrong. You're able to see the complexities, or at least you're going to learn how to see the complexities of situations and how truths are always, always filled with irony. If you're ever looking for the truth, you'll always find it in the ironic. So how can two opposing things create a truth? Well, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You are going to start to discover how complex life really is. And you're going to see the complexity in situations and really master this kind of perception right now. This is going to change your whole life. How old are you? Do you have this aspect? How old are you? Because you get to build this kind of perspective, this kind of openness to benefit you for your whole life long, but it's going to change again in 18 years. So this is really going to affect the next 18 years. And you know what you get to do with this? You get to light up people's lives because they feel accepted by you. You, my friend, are learning how to become the most non-threatening person. You're learning to become the safe place for others, the non-judgmental place. You are developing your listening skills. You're able to open up now to new ideas, new places to go to, seeing life with a new perspective, going on vacation to your traditional spot and seeing it completely new. You are honestly developing the voice, the mind of an angel with this placement. You are now going to receive, even if you're shy, still take them, because these are divine encounters. And they all come with divine magic. New people, new places, new cultures, new experiences, new ideas are wanting to find you right now. Mind expansion. Isn't it exciting? Isn't it exciting? Tell me if you can relate to this. Leave me a comment. And you guys, I really want to recommend, if you want to truly understand the nodes, I think the nodes, as an evolutionary astrologer, they show me your karmic story. They show me who you were in a past life, who you are in this lifetime, and who you are preparing to become. Sometimes I'll do just a node reading. I don't even need to know your sun sign. But if you want to learn more about the nodes, go look at my videos under the live tab for free. I have a lot of nodes videos under my live tab. And then I have a nodes bundle where you can buy my nodal workshop and my nodal masterclass at shopsoulnavigation.com. It is just invaluable. I give you such deep information about the nodes. If you have the North Node in Pisces transiting the third house, you are the voice of an angel. Don't underestimate that superpower. Now we're going to move on to the North Node in Pisces in the second. As you can tell, it's a different day and we're going to move on. I wanted to really say thank you to all my members. It means the world to me. And I could not do these videos. I could not get off, the out of my schedule of doing personal readings to take the time to make these videos and afford the editing and all of the equipment that it takes without my members. It's only 6 cents a day, but collectively it does add up to be able to help me. And if you want to join at the higher level, at the $19.99 level, I think it puts $15. YouTube takes a cut. So for the $2.99 level, I only get $1 of that. But you get free tickets to all my master classes, my Zoom parties, and you get your gorgeous natal chart, and you get your personalized 365-day transit report. So you can look at that report and see exactly what's happening based on your chart. So that's customized for you. So you get that. And if you can afford it, I'm so grateful if you join at the superstar, super supporter level. Also, I want to tell you, I'm having an exclusive members only dinner at my workshops. So it will be a little bit smaller and maybe more intimate with members only, and we will go to dinner together. Of course, it's Dutch, but at least we get to be together. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to meet you. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, let's talk about the second house. So the second house is a pretty big deal because this is where we stuff your self-esteem. And if you want to see if you have somebody working with self-esteem that's intact or somebody who's insecure, go look at what's happening to their second house. I'll tell you something. You are not born with self-esteem. This is something you develop. So you develop your second house. The second house is also where you grow things. This is the house of the farmer. This is where you grow food. This is also your relationship to food. But you know that this governs our relationship to money, to the things that we own, to our possessions, to our material security, and our sense of self-esteem, how we value ourselves as individuals. So do you feel that you are of value in your family, to your own self? Are you valuable to yourself? To others? Are you valuable in your community? Are you valuable? Do you add value to your own life? That's a really deep question. I don't know if anybody's brave enough to answer that, but do you make your life better or worse? That's kind of what I'm talking about. You can have, with the North Node transiting here, you could receive financial abundance. You could step into your highest, best self doing your spiritual gifts and earn money from it. And you could also develop a healthy sense of self and self-worth and find your value as a human being in your own life, to your own self, to your own body, to your own soul, to your own mind. Like, are you of value? Do you benefit your mind? I didn't used to always benefit my mind. I used to put myself down. I have Pluto in this house. So I have big psychological lessons. But if you learn your lessons, wow, what you can grow. The confidence to build something, the confidence to step into your power, the confidence to do your calling, the confidence to be you, to be the big version of you. That doesn't necessarily mean loud, but to be the biggest version of yourself, to be worthy, right? And to feel that, and to have a very clear understanding of your personal value. And your personal value comes in many shapes and many sizes. Maybe you're useful. Maybe you're kind. Maybe you're loving. Maybe you offer intelligence. Maybe you have the remedy for sickness or illness. Maybe you lend courage wherever you go. I will also tell you, though, that this house can sometimes be afflicted and you can find financial struggles here and low self-esteem here. However, that's not happening with the North Node in Pisces. With the North Node transiting the second house, you have an opportunity to grow your resources, your money, your self-worth. So I want you to think about something. And this is where I'm a little bit different than a lot of astrologers that you'll find on YouTube, because I like to give you the deeper truths and I like to give you a deeper understanding of what's going on. And I don't want to just sum this house up as, money and food. I want you to think about something. This is the house of your internal, inner, intangible resources. So the energy in which you give to others or the world. So it reflects how we use our resources inside of us, right, to create value in our life and in the world. And it also is how we're rewarded. Quick story here. I have two stories to tell you, okay? The first is after college, when I moved to New York City, a lot of you already know my story, but I got a job at Scholastic Publishing and I was in charge of marketing Clifford the Big Red Dog. I advanced to a marketing assistant and I was the assistant to 3 people in the textbook division. And then I became the executive assistant to the vice president of the company, first female to ever be a vice president. And she was just flat out Cruella de Vil. She was the meanest, the most difficult human being I've ever met in my life. And she was quite abusive. Back then in 1989, there's no reporting any of that. You just deal with it. You just cry in the bathroom and pull yourself together. I had the confidence to do that job. But once I got into that job, my confidence was shattered because I took her abuse as meaning I was not good at what I was doing. That Cruella de Vil in my life, she'll never watch this video. She was one of the biggest gifts I ever received. Granted, I did not know that at the time because I had practically a nervous breakdown in that job. But she taught me many, many things. Remember, I have Pluto in the second. So I went in there with all the confidence in the world just to be completely flattened like a pancake. And I had to regrow or remember or find my confidence again. So sometimes you're put in situations that can steal your confidence, and it's your responsibility to find it again. However, one of the things, there's probably 100. One of the things I got out of that job was I became extraordinarily resourceful. And my mom just told me the other day when we were at our Pilates class together, it's so cute. She's 80 on her little reformer. And I'm looking at her going, I can't believe you can do these like lat pull downs. Like, what the heck? Anyways, tangent. She just told me, she said, Meredith, I want to tell you something. You are the most resourceful human being I've ever met in my life. And that is saying a big thing because my mom knows a ton of people. My mom is a superstar in her own world. And she works with, or has worked with, like some of the most amazing individuals, some of the most intelligent individuals on the planet. So that really, really, I took that to heart. And I said, you know where I learned that from? I learned that from Cruella de Vil. I don't want to say her name. She's still in the industry, not at that company. And because I had to figure out the winning strategy. I could not lose in that job. And so I became truly resourceful. Nobody told me no. I figured out how to get a yes everywhere I went. Even if the answer was no, I could turn it into a yes. And not necessarily through manipulation, but through real strategy. That is a gift that I developed at that age and I've kept and I've grown and I've used. That is an example of an internal gift that adds value to my life. So what is an internal gift that you have? Is it optimism? Is it hopefulness? Is it diplomacy? Is it tact? Is it love? Is it acceptance? Is it an open heart? Is it a strategic mind? Is it intelligence? Is it a skill in technology? Is it troubleshooting? Okay, I want you to really, really think about this because this is really what the second house is. It's developing resources inside of you that are intangible, tangible too. And most astrologers are going to tell you this is the tangible house. This is literally the food you eat. Do you eat lettuce? Do you eat carrot sticks? Do you eat potatoes? Do you eat meat? Do you what? Your relationship to food and cold hard cash. Yes, it's true. You could make the case that I made money. I made a great income. By the way, I couldn't even believe that. In New York, I made this fantastic income working for her. That's why I stayed. But I was getting paid for what? My resourcefulness, right? See how they go together? I was getting paid for my resourcefulness. So are you getting paid for your care, your intelligence? That's my vet. Her care and her intelligence. Wow, she saved my cat. Well, she's extended my cat's life, I should say. I want you to think about your skills, your talents, and your abilities. And do you make money using them? Or what skills and abilities do you use to earn money? That's this house. So think about this house more deeply, okay? I want to tell you this house will help you build, grow, and nurture, building a life of security. This is a house of security, of abundance. Like, I feel pretty secure in myself because I am a resourceful person, right? So the skill set that you have probably brings you a sense of security. If you're really good at technology, you probably have a lot of security around, hey, I can get through anything technology-wise. Because it brings security, it's the house of peacefulness. And this is Taurus's natural zodiacal house. And tranquility is a big piece of Taurus. And this is an earth house. So building security, building abundance, building fulfillment. This is also the house of real estate. So it ultimately, right now, with the North Node transiting here, you're going to have the opportunity of learning the importance of valuing yourself and learning the importance of valuing your resources and using them, cultivating your talents, developing a healthy relationship to money and aligning what you value with your actions so you can create a life of abundance and fulfillment in a deeply rooted sense of self-worth. I'm good at something. So I want to stress something here. This placement with the North Node here in Pisces, Pisces is not about money. It is about the spiritual gifts that live inside of you. So you're going to be encouraged to develop a deeper sense of self-worth, a deeper sense of what are your resources that are not external or concrete. So it's going to be a time for you to step into your intuition, your creativity, your compassion, your hopefulness, and use these qualities to create value in your life, your body, your mind, your world. It's kind of like channeling that Pisces intangible energy, even though this is a tangible house. Choose those intangible gifts to possibly create more financial abundance too. You could at this time even make money from doing art or healing, anything that allows you to help others or work with energy. You may also change your approach to money and you might develop a more spiritual approach to money. You might want to only invest in certain kinds of companies that promote or benefit the world. You may want to boycott or not spend money with companies or people that don't align with your spiritual values. But I will tell you that you're probably going to have opportunities and experiences that show up that help you recognize that the true wealth of you is in the cultivation of internal peacefulness, security, and a connection with the divine energy. You're going to probably bump up against needing external validation. And instead, you're going to switch it into internal validation. Like, does this resonate with me? I want you to unlock your talents and I want you to live a spiritually fulfilling life. So the next 18 months are going to bring new experiences to you regarding your money, your resources, the food you choose to eat, your relationship to your art and your artistic expression, and most importantly, your self-worth. It's all going to be brought to the forefront. And your intuition is what is going to guide you to the best decisions regarding these subjects. So more than ever, you have to start doing whatever it takes to build or rebuild your self-worth, your faith in yourself. I had lost all my faith in myself. I did not believe. What fulfills you? Do whatever you need to do to build, grow, and nurture your self-confidence. It's necessary for you to believe at least a little bit in your talent and your self-worth before you can attract abundance from an income stream. I also want to tell you that flexibility, this is Pisces, a mutable sign in a fixed house. It's not going to be that easy, is a must to become successful at this karmic mission for the next 18 months. So allow yourself to make mistakes. Do not beat yourself up if you did something wrong or bad or not in alignment or you messed something up or I don't know, my husband made a chocolate protein shake in the blender the other day and he poured it into the glass and I could tell he was like typing. He was in a finance meeting and the dog was in there and he just had everything going on. And I know he bumped that glass. It was big. And I heard it go boom. And I could just imagine the chocolate milkshake. The chocolate protein shake went everywhere and 1,000 shards of glass, right? Oh my God. And he was out there cursing and swearing. And I was like, just forgive yourself. Who cares? Who cares? So this is a real opportunity for you to transcend materialism and develop a more spiritual approach to your values and your resources. So you might find that you're very attracted to being peaceful right now. And this is a great time for self-reflection, for journaling, for mindful practices and connecting with your senses, if you will, your intuition, especially. I also want to say that you really might want to stand in being helpful to others at this time, or supporting charitable causes or causes that you believe in, and in investing your money in ethical or sustainable businesses as you deem worthy. As I mentioned, you're going to have control issues, and you're probably going to have to surrender some version of control and start really trusting in the flow of life, trusting your intuition. And with the North Node here, I'm going to tell you that your creativity can become boundless right now, and it could also become essential. So this can manifest through any artistic endeavor: painting, music, dancing, writing, any form of just self-expression, even giving a speech or a talk or a toast. Maybe you're at a wedding and they're like open mic time. And if anybody wants to come up and give it to, maybe before you wouldn't have done that, but now you want to. That's another way of being creative, being in a sense of humor or lightheartedness, fostering a sense of fulfillment in your life that transcends the material world and transcends also what you look like, because this is the house of beauty. Finding that true beauty is the energy inside of you. Have you ever seen people who you would deem unattractive, but their energy is so remarkable, they become gorgeous right before your very eyes? I think of Jack Black. Like, if you were just to look at him, I don't think he's necessarily attractive, or Robin Williams. I would say the same thing. But the essence of their energy is so funny and so gorgeous. They become infectiously beautiful, infectious, right? Infectiously magnetic. My daughter asked me, we were playing this little communication game where you pick a card and you have to answer the card truthfully. It's a little bit dangerous playing with your 18-year-old daughter. We took the raunchy cards out. Anyways, her question was like, who is the movie star that you're embarrassed to say you're super, super attracted to? And I told her Jack Black, and she was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm actually really attracted to him. She's like, Mom, oh my God, what? And I go, well, who would you say? I can't remember who she said. But anyways, this is a time for you to really embrace or integrate spiritual practices into your daily life, and maybe even outdoors. Maybe even do your spiritual practice with water, with a pond in the forest, the trees and water, some sort of earth and water, because that's this combination. Maybe you do outdoor yoga. Even the beach would be a great place because that's sand and water. Go anywhere, do any spiritual practice. And maybe it's just like listening to meditative music or beautiful, beautiful angelic music while you go on a hike or a walk, right? To create a connection with the divine and to create serenity. I would say compassion is a core value for Pisces energy. And so expressing compassion through action right now is vital for this placement. I'm sorry, my unicorn lighting is like wonkadoo and it's all over the map. I don't know why. I'm not even taking breaks. It's just being funny. Compassionate actions, connecting into other people who may need your resources or value your resources, using your resources to help others. How are you doing that? I'm wondering if you're even attracted to doing that. Well, I think you're going to see that there's real opportunities for you to do that over the next 18 months. So here's what I want you to do. Identify your core values. What truly matters to you in your life? And are you aligned with those values? Also know those values are probably going to change over the next 18 months. So whatever you say right now, remember we're at the beginning of this and it's going to go for 18 months. And right now it's the middle of February. It's been here since January 24th. So it might not yet be revealed to you, but are your actions aligned with what it is you truly value? I also want to say, cultivate self-compassion. How are you kind to yourself? Treat yourself with the same kindness that you offer a friend. Practice your mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment. Do not judge yourself. Get rid of that inner critic. That's that Virgo South Node that we're trying to move away from. Like I said, connect with your intuition, express your creativity, and let go of control. So remember that your spiritual awakening and your new approach to life is to be okay with just taking one tiny step at a time at things that truly help you build your self-worth and letting go of things that tear you down. So assess and reassess what is of value in your life today and develop patience and love for yourself. Express your needs to other people. Do not deny your needs. Let your intuition guide you. Live in gratitude and make sure that you embrace nature and you practice forgiveness. So with the South Node in Virgo, it's in the 8th house. I'm telling you right now, let go of people that you need to heal and fix, people that you need to constantly pull out of crisis situations. You are not here to live in chronic crisis. If you are in chronic crisis, I want you to redo your life. Figure it out. Let other people fix their own problems right now. Take a break. You're on hiatus for 18 months. And let go of your impatience for other people to just get it. They may not get it. Choose the feelings of serenity over intensity and obsession. Just make a different choice. Like, I refuse to be obsessed about this. I refuse to be obsessed about this. Yeah, that's a hard one. Trust me, I can be obsessive about the things I care about. And I want you to choose to be non-judgmental. That's very Pisces, rather than holding on to the judgment, the judgmental thoughts. And remember that not every single person is meant to be figured out. Like, why did my niece say that to me? Maybe I don't need to figure it out. Maybe I don't need to know the motive. Maybe it's easier if I just don't care. And this is really important. Do not do activities or have a critical mindset that self-sabotage you. Right now, you're trying to grow something for 18 months. I don't want you to sabotage yourself or speak poorly to yourself because the repercussions are too big, because we need to grow self-esteem for the next chapter. You have to have self-esteem to be able to take on the next chapter. I also want to invite you not to destroy things right now. You don't need to destroy it. If it's not going to work out, walk away with grace. Just walk away with grace. You don't need to ruin it. Just because so-and-so doesn't want to be with you doesn't mean you need to ruin so-and-so. So no revenge right now, okay? Okay, people? And when you want to merge with somebody, whether it be a sexual relationship or a friendship, evaluate before you merge with them. Are they truly worthy of you? Offering yourself to others that are not returning your generosity is a drain on your time and your attention, and eventually it will erode your self-worth, the very thing we are chasing. So honor your body more than ever. Honor your mind, honor your time. And remember, your body is your temple. Give yourself room to heal and grow and access fresh sources and fresh food so you can receive abundance of wealth, abundance of self-worth, an abundance of resources, and share those resources with others. Okay, let's talk about the North Node in Pisces in the 1st house. And this is our last one in the series. I'm thinking later, I might do if you have a reverse nodal access or if you have a nodal return. Your karmic mission right now involves transcending the ego. You're also learning to embrace empathy. This is a time for very deep spiritual growth. And your intuition is going to be a really strong guide. And you're encouraged to develop compassion for yourself. And you are going to be an inspiration to others. And you're going to be more sensitive and more creative. And you might also be an inspiration to help others on their spiritual house. So the 1st house represents yourself, your identity, your physical body, and it signifies the way that you look and your personality and how you present yourself to the world. It's associated with every new beginning that you take, fresh starts, the initial stages, the endeavor, the hope before the action. It's your personal journey. It's your personal self-expression. It's the essence of you. So right now, you are going to be stepping into a more compassionate self-expression, a deep personal development, like developing yourself, developing your bigness, developing who you want to be, right? and developing an independence. And there's a self-awareness that's happening right now, that you're putting your needs and your wants and your desires and your goals and your ambitions, what you want around all of that front and center, and you're chasing it. Right now, you're learning to trust yourself and that you have the courage, or you will be developing the courage to take risks, to do things differently. There's a massive, massive, massive curiosity about life and wanting to explore all the unique experiences in this cosmic world for your own gratitude and pleasure. And there may be a desire to create something and explore that artistic side that actually does live inside of you. And creativity is a big word. You don't have to go be a dancer, although you can be if you want to be. But it's just thinking about life in a more creative way. This is where what you want and your new desires and your new ambitions, because I think they're going to change, are going to come to the forefront. You could really have a massive, massive like about face right now. Like, I know I said I wanted to be a teacher, but really, I think I'm going to bartend for 18 months. Yeah. You're going to build a stronger sense of yourself right now. And it might be a little blurry and a little fuzzy because it is Pisces, but you are going to be developing a stronger sense of who you are being right now and the part of you that is still evolving. And so now you're supposed to focus less on logic and structure and material achievements, and you're supposed to step into the more creative right side of the brain and to start developing that. I want you to moderate the Virgo part, which is the analysis, the organization, the pragmatics, the practical skills. And now step into, does this fulfill my heart? Does this fulfill my spiritual belief? Does this fulfill my soul? So your karmic mission is to truly embody, if I had to say it, pro tip, to embody the qualities of Pisces, which is compassion, sensitivity, intuition, creativity, and a deeper connection into yourself. You're going to be deepening your relationship into your own self. Protect your agenda, protect your dream. Your dream is sacred. Your goals are sacred. You don't need the approval of other people. Wherever you have been stagnant, stunted, or stuck is where you should focus. Go there and start developing wherever you've been stuck. And if you need a buddy, get a buddy. Over the next 18 months, so until July or August 2026, you're going to be developing tools. You're going to be meeting people, and you're going to be discovering ways that you can heal the past relationship wounds, the past wounds, and cultivate more self-love and a more meaningful life journey. It's a journey of self-discovery right now. It's a spiritual awakening for your soul. It is the embodiment of compassion and empathy for self and then for others. There's going to be significant opportunities for growth and self-discovery. If you have Pisces in the first house, are you coming? Are you coming to my Seattle workshop? I really hope so, because that could be a huge part of your spiritual path. It's in May. You can go to soulnavigation.com, click on retreats and workshops. It's the third weekend in May. It's going to be amazing. You'll get your own self out of it. That's what you get out of it. You get the self-discovery at the deepest level imaginable. Now, this is a time when you can really develop wisdom, and your intuition can be a guide for you. And you'll be able to navigate through challenges with a Pisces quality with more ease. You have to find your inner voice and start to trust your inner voice. And you have to honor what you feel. Right now, you will be stepping out of your comfort zone. Why? Because you'll have to. And take new risks and embrace your unique gifts and your unique talents that show up right now. Self-acceptance is a big piece of this journey. Right now, you can actually transform your challenges, like what I was talking about with Cruella de Vil in the second house. And I hope you'll listen to all the houses, not just your house, because you will learn so much if you learn about all the houses, if you learn about what you're not going to be focusing on right now. It's really fascinating to learn about the entire wheel, not just yours. But you're going to be able to have sort of a superpower where what would normally piss you off or irritate you or frustrate you Now you have more compassion and empathy to deal with that. My other pro tip would be right now, you're going to be asked or forced, or there's going to be such a great desire to live authentically. So living in the authentic version of yourself, taking off the people-pleasing mask is the name of the game right now. And I really mean it. So you can also incorporate meditation and journaling and your creative expression right now into your daily life. Anything that fosters more self-awareness is really, really encouraged right now. That could just be finding, listening to more self-help books, but prioritize your self-care and prioritize your self-care before you start meeting the needs of others. Putting yourself first and not thinking that it is selfish to tend to you before you then offer yourself to others. I want to tell you that vulnerability is a big, big part of this. It's almost like having the courage to be vulnerable, having the courage to let your intuition take precedence over your logic. Be vulnerable enough to show your compassion and care for others where maybe normally you wouldn't say such things. You would keep it inside. That's how you create a life filled with purpose, meaning, and having a positive impact on others. Now we know that the South Node is in the 7th house in Virgo by transit, right? And if you feel confused about what we're talking about because you just scrolled only to this place in the video, go back to the beginning of this video. And I do encourage you to watch the whole entire video so you can really understand what the messages are. So right now you're learning to set boundaries on other people, and you're letting go of a tendency to people please. You are learning that you are going to serve your own agenda and put yourself first before you serve others, because there has been a tendency, or there will be a tendency, to get sucked into other people's needs. So you may have to teach people, the people that are trying to take advantage of you, that you have a new set of boundaries, and they may struggle with that. You might just feel like, oh, it's easier to just accommodate them. Oh, it's just easier to pay for them rather than, hear all the complaints. No. Hear the complaints and don't pay for them, right? Like, they're going to struggle with the new you of setting boundaries. And I want to tell you, do not escape. Do not escape into other people. Do not do your agenda. Do not put them first right now. Yes, selfless service after you serve yourself. I don't want you to sit inside of unhealthy relationships right now, because right now it's about you, and you need to cultivate this so you can have a fulfilling journey in life. Your soul can feel fulfilled. You can have a deep spiritual awakening. And this is going to last for the next 18 years. This is going to be very, very critical for you, because you're going to build upon this for the next 18 years. And we need this building block in place. So I want you to know that friends and relationships and allies and lovers, they may not like the new you. You're going through the transformation of you, and it's going to happen through a spiritual awakening. And so remember that relationships are not static. It's okay to put space in the relationships. Like my 3rd grade friend, who was my best friend through my senior year in high school, I love her dearly, but our relationship has changed dramatically, and we don't get to talk or see each other as much. It's okay. She still holds this like golden spot inside my heart, and that will never change. But our lives just don't have the need or the ability to facilitate our relationship the way it once was. So we go through cycles, beginnings and endings, and organic transformations. And you're going through an organic transformation with the North Node in the 1st house right now. And your closest partnerships are probably shape-shifting. Practice loosening your expectations on what this relationship has to be. It has to be what it once was. No, it's going to shift. It's going to evolve. This is the time to really let go of codependent relationships, and also the time to leave behind over-accommodating, over-giving, over-loving, over-serving people. This is a time to let go of people that need so much from you, the psychic vampires, the energetic vampires. And this is the time of letting go of being too nice, setting your boundaries that benefit your life. Don't give yourself away for free, right? And if everything is happy all the time, it's probably not authentic. Look at Instagram and Facebook. It has us promote that life is perfect. And I mean, it encourages us to, right? Like, put on the happy face. Well, that might not be authentic. Life is messy right now. You're also going to get the opportunity with that south node, if it sucks you in, and I want the north node to attract you, to lose your identity right now. And I don't want that to happen, to lose your identity to another person right now. So don't sink into somebody who is more commanding than you and go into their agenda. Don't forget you in the equation. This is the time to develop self-validation. Your vote is the most important vote about your life. And this is a time when you're going to want to choose a partner that allows you to be independent, where you are seeking a mate that also has a strong identity and doesn't create a codependency with you. And right now, you will be learning lessons on how to stop focusing on other needy people and concentrate on yourself and your own needs. Jan Spiller talks about in her book, Astrology for the Soul. I love her. She's one of my favorites. I did an interview with her, and I might actually put that on my YouTube channel if you guys would like to hear it. It's very interesting. She passed away, and it's very sad, but her work will stay with us forever. She talks about the codependent stage. And she says, first we have, with this access, we have a codependent stage where two people are tuned into each other and they compensate for each other's weaknesses. And they actually depend sometimes on each other's weaknesses to get the other person to stay. So I make all the money, you don't. Well, now you can't leave me. Now you're codependent on me, right? Or I don't know how to cook, you do, so I want good food, so I stay with you because you're a good cook. Or you bring to me a family that I love and adore, and I can't leave you now because I love your family. So then when you get healthier, you move into an independent stage where each person is being completely self-reliant, and they take full responsibility for themselves and their projects and their money and their day-to-day survival. They're self-sufficient. And a lot of people strive towards that, but oftentimes there's a disconnect with that. And so then she talks about really what the goal is to become interdependent. And I love this. She's so smart. And this is where one person is independent and self-sufficient and in their strengths, but is also mutually supportive of the other person who is independent and sufficient, but they still benefit and need one another for growth, and they support one another in their growth. And this is what I want you to strive for with that South Node in the 7th house, an interdependent relationship. Do you have that? You might be attracting that to your life. So this is the personal self-growth that you're going to create over the next 18 months. And I think there's this really great story that I found on Instagram. This lady was talking about the pizza delivery guy. She says, if you have an empty kitchen, no food, you're starving, you're absolutely so hungry, and a guy knocks on the door and he's pretend you're attracted to men. Let's just say a person knocks on the door and they are your ideal person. Let's say that. And they are beautiful and they are just radiant. And they're like, oh my gosh, I had an extra pepperoni pizza. Would you like it? And you're like, absolutely. I've been starving. I've had no food. It's been snowing out. I haven't been able to get to the grocery store. I am so hungry. Thank you. How did you know? Oh my gosh, thank you. And you go to take the pizza and the person says, but the catch is I have to come inside your house to give it to you. You're like, whoa, well, I don't even know you. And now you don't really feel safe, right? Do you take the pizza? Do you take the pizza along with the stranger? Or do you say, no, thank you? Well, let's change the scenario. What if you had an entirely full kitchen? Did you guys see this on Instagram? I thought it was brilliant. This is not my story, but I saw it on Instagram and I loved it. What if you had all the food in the world and you could make your own pizza? And what if you, I don't know, had a roast in the oven and you, or whatever, you had the most delicious food ever and you had an abundance of food and you were a gourmet cook and somebody knocked on the door and they're this absolutely beautiful person. And they say, hey, I have an extra pepperoni pizza. Do you want it? No, thank you. You have it. Give it to someone else. Right? You don't come from a desperation. You don't sell out. You don't invite the person in against what your intuition said. Like, you're kind of scary, but I really need the pizza. Okay, come in. You're like, no, thank you. I really appreciate it, but thank you so much. Bye. That is being fulfilled. That is being independent. That is making a decision based on a place of fulfillment, not a place of desperation. And so over the next 18 months, this is what you're going to do. You're going to fill your pantry up. You are going to find a spiritual awakening that is so fulfilling that now you walk around for the next 18 years coming from that fulfilled place, not coming from a desperate place of, I need to merge with somebody to know myself, right? Oh my gosh, you guys, I hope you love this series. I hope you'll watch the whole entire thing. Remember, you can also look for your natal placements too and listen to those natal placements because you'll be able to relate to some of it. I know it's not in Pisces necessarily. And let me know if you want me to do a video on if you're having a nodal return. That means if you have a north node in Pisces and a south node in Virgo, because that is boom, bang, pop. I mean, that is so loud. That is plate tectonics. That happens only once every 18 years. And that is a massively important time. And it's also an important time when you have a nodal reversal. So if you have the north node in Virgo and you have the south node in Pisces in your natal chart, well, this is nodal reversal. So that's also very, very, very critical. And I can do a whole video on those two aspects too if you're liking this series. I also want to say thank you so much for being a member or joining today. I'm so grateful. And please like and subscribe because for some reason my videos are getting like pushed down and not seen. I don't know why. So it's like 1,000 less people are finding my videos. And I think the algorithm has changed. So if you like the video or comment or just share it, you can even share it with yourselves. It boosts the video and it really helps the channel and it helps me. So thank you so much. I'm here in Seattle, wherever you're at in the world. I hope that you are doing well. And I wish you peace, love, harmony, and a happy Pisces North Node transit.